Eleanor's Divine Art Lecture, Chapter 4. Pharma listened intently to Eleanor, or Ellen as she was called, taking diligent notes on her lecture. In this world, all nobles are born with an aptitude for divine arts and have a guardian deity. The guardian deity and the attributes of their divine art are decided at birth. They are identified during the temple's baptismal rite, where their guardian deity is appraised and they receive a blessing. This opens up a divine vein within their body, allowing them to use divine arts. The amount of divine power is determined at birth and cannot be increased through training. Divine arts have 5 attributes: fire, water, wind, earth, and null. Each attribute is further divided into positive and negative polarities. On rare occasions, a noble child whose guardian deity cannot be appraised, or whose divine vein doesn't open, or who has no aptitude for it, is disowned and falls into the status of a commoner. In a sense, the nobility is based on divine arts. This is pretty harsh, even for a noble, Pharma thought, bracing himself. Ellen told him that his father, Bruno, his older brother, Palel, and he himself all have the medicine god as their guardian deity and are practitioners of the water-positive attribute. There are more than 100 guardian deities in this world. They range from common ones like the sun god, moon god, earth mother, wind god, and sea god to occupational gods like the god of medicine, the god of pharmacy, and the god of blacksmithing. There are only a handful of excellent divine art users who also have the medicine god as their guardian deity, which is why his father, Bruno, holds such an important position as a peer. Incidentally, Ellen's guardian deity is the water god. A guardian deity, divine arts, attributes, this really is a fantasy world, he mused. He was a pharmacologist who had lived in modern Japan. He wasn't fond of unscientific things like gods, Buddhas, demons, magic, or divine arts, but he had no choice but to learn about them. "Is everything clear up to this point?" Ellen asked for confirmation. Pharma nodded, looking at the notes he had taken. "Yes, thank you, I understand. By the way, what exactly is the null attribute?" "It's an attribute that can't be defined by the 4 other attributes. It exists in theory, but as far as the temple knows, no one has appeared with it for over 300 years. Ellen gave a wry smile, mentioning that there's even a debate in the temple about whether to abolish the attribute. "I wonder what my attribute is. It's not water, is it? And is the medicine god really my guardian deity? Did my attribute change when I reincarnated and a different personality awakened?" Pharma wondered. He could behave like a water-positive user since he could create water, but what attribute would it be if someone could create any substance they imagined? By definition, that would be the null attribute, as it doesn't fit the 4 categories. But there's no such thing as substance creation where you can make anything. You can always only create one thing. Being able to make whatever you want isn't even a divine art. That's the power of a god or some kind of monster. Then what is this ability of mine? Pharma pondered, but he decided not to worry about the attributes for now. What's the purpose of learning divine arts again? For you, there are 2 reasons. The first is self-defense. Nobles don't carry swords. Instead, they carry divine staffs that amplify their divine arts. Carrying a sword is considered a disgrace. "This is our sword," she said, gripping the foldable staff she had been carrying on her belt. She looked quite formidable. In times of war, commoner soldiers are useless. The battles are fought between strategic and tactical divine art users. It is said that some skilled practitioners have been known to flood castles or even alter the landscape. "Oh, Pharma, speaking of which, where is your staff, the most important thing for a noble after their life?" "Ah!" He had brought his notes and textbook, but he had forgotten the crucial staff. He recalled a luxurious box with silver-colored staff-like object inside, placed by his bedside. So that was it, he thought, slapping his hand. A court pharmacist doesn't need to master divine arts or martial arts like a holy knight, but you must never let go of your staff. Being a noble, one's life is often targeted by assassins during fierce power struggles. They are also constantly at risk from street thugs and thieves. The second reason to learn divine arts is that medicines created with them have wonderful effects. This is an essential skill for a court pharmacist. Pharmacists on the continent are divided into 3 ranks, all under the control of the emperor. Court pharmacists, pharmacists from prestigious noble families. They prescribe medicine for royalty and nobility. Only 3 are registered. Pharmacists of the noble class. They prescribe medicine for nobles. 21 are registered. Third-class pharmacists. Commoner pharmacists belonging to the Pharmacists' Guild. The guild issues their licenses. They prescribe medicine for commoners. 246 are registered. His father was a court pharmacist with an imperial charter, one of only 3 licensed in the country. Court pharmacists and first- and second-class pharmacists don't sell medicine. They focus on healing. Noble pharmacists create medicine using divine arts, which is completely different from the dubious medicines sold by commoner pharmacists, Ellen said proudly. I see, Pharma thought. The medicinal herbs in this world might actually be effective if a divine art user has a hand in them, he considered. After all, this was a world with divine arts. The antiquated herbal remedies might not be completely useless. While most of the prescriptions in the books at his mansion were nonsense, some herbal remedies were effective, and he could extract active ingredients from certain herbs. Pharma reconsidered his position. His ability to create substances had its limits. Synthesizing medicines with structures too complex to visualize was difficult. In such cases, it might be more efficient to synthesize them in a lab or extract them from plants. Medicinal herbs and trees planted in the garden, like the yew tree, could yield trace amounts of paclitaxel, an anti-cancer agent, and poppies could produce narcotics. Digitalis extracts could be used as a cardiac stimulant, and so on. It wasn't entirely a waste. This was why Ellen called the medicinal herb garden a garden of treasures. Now I'll lend you my staff. Try to fire a water lance, lance d'eau, downriver, like this. Lance d'eau, Ellen chanted. She assembled her foldable staff until it was as tall as she was. Gripping it lightly, she chanted the sharp words and swung it forward into the empty air. A torrent of water shot out from the staff, tearing across the calm surface of the large river for hundreds of meters before arcing downward and disappearing into the water. Wow, it really is like a lance, Pharma exclaimed. You try it. She told him her staff was for high-level divine art users and might not work at all for him, but she lent it to him anyway. She also explained that divine arts are activated by imagining the technique and chanting the activation incantation. Should I swing it with all my might? Yes, you should. Go for it. Wait, are there any boats? Ellen checked the distance, noting that while fishing was forbidden at this time, there were often illegal boats on the river. It's fine, go for it. The incantation is lance d'eau. Pharma closed his eyes, focusing his consciousness on the staff. He completely forgot the incantation. Suddenly, the staff became fixed in the air as if held in place. A pale blue glow rose from Pharma's entire body, and a colossal column of water, big enough to engulf the entire river, erupted in a straight line from the tip of the staff. The river couldn't handle the immense volume of water and instantly swelled, the swirling currents threatening to breach the banks. The sky clouded over, and a tempest raged. Blown away by the wind pressure and shock wave from Pharma's divine art, Ellen lay on the riverbank, her eyes wide with shock. This wasn't just a powerful torrent. It was a deluge that threatened to destroy the embankment and submerge the city downriver. Whoa! Pharma dropped the staff, and the influx of water finally subsided. Pharma, what was that? Ellen stumbled to her feet, her glasses askew. Sorry, I couldn't control it. Are you hurt? Pharma, unaware of the standard power of divine arts in this world, thought she was just telling him his control was sloppy. I need to practice by the sea from now on. It's dangerous to hit bridges or houses on the coast, he thought, genuinely reflecting on his mistake. Pharma's broken, and he didn't even use the incantation. Huh? After a moment, he realized he had overdone it based on Ellen's frozen reaction. He thought broken was a harsh way to put it, but he had no choice but to try and play it off. Ellen, your staff is amazing. As expected of a high-level divine art user staff, it really surprised me. He offered this incredibly lame excuse, all while forcing a fake smile.